Seems like today all that you see is violence in movies and sex on TV.
But what of those good old fashioned values
on which we used to rely? Oh, lucky there's a Family Guy. Lucky there's a man who positively can do all the things to make us laugh and cry. He's our Family Guy. Da 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 da, on which we used to rely. Oh, lucky there's a Family Guy. Lucky there's a man who positively can do all the things to make us laugh and cry. He's our Family Guy. Thank you.
I missed the song. I wanted to hear that song. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you to Adrian and the Revolving Band, Adrian Emberly and the Revolving Band. You guys are great. We love giving local musicians a chance to come out and be part of these events. My name is Greg Epstein. I'm the Humanist Chaplain at Harvard. And on behalf of the entire organization, I want to just say we're so delighted to have Seth MacFarlane as our 2011 Harvard Humanist of the Year. So, where's the one? Yeah, good. All right. So, Seth is the creative force behind The Family Guy, behind American Dad, behind The Cleveland Show, the stats, the 4 Emmy Awards, the 7 nominations, the impending revivals of The Flintstones, and the seminal, right? It's got it, yeah. And the seminal science series, Carl Sagan's Cosmos, which is going to be remade on Fox, right? Bringing that to the Fox audience. #1 jazz album, and his first film in post-production, which he's got to rush back to the set for tomorrow. So I will say more about Seth in a second, but I want to say a little bit about us as an organization, especially because Seth very generously agreed to have us sell tickets tonight as a fundraiser for our organization to support the idea of building humanist community. That's what we do. And, a few years ago, I think it's pretty easy to say few people had ever heard of the concept of humanist community, let alone a humanist chaplain. But we've had a crazily busy last few years, and we now have a dynamic organization that has a wonderful staff, that boasts I see a student leader over there who's currently a humanist student leader who's president of the Interfaith Council. We had a recent graduate who led a humanist student group in bringing almost $100,000 of supplies, all marked as humanist donations to survivors of the earthquake in Haiti, at the most needy survivors at the right after the quake. We have weddings and funerals and naming ceremonies that take place right here in this building and in chapels around the city. And we have a growing community that meets every single week during the school year in Harvard Square. You're all welcome. You see the events listed. We are now preparing to help dozens of other groups around the country who want to start similar communities to do that. And we're going to be working with them as part of a new project that we're going to call the Humanist Community Project. We're going to let you all know more details about that in the coming week or two. It's a brand new thing, but we are essentially an organization that takes common sense ideas, reason, we like reason and critical thinking, we use science to understand the universe, We use the golden rule and basic human compassion, well, hopefully plus a sense of humor, to figure out how to relate to one another. But we take all of that and we give it an uncommon spin. We offer a secular alternative to the congregations and communities that often make such a difference in people's lives. Now, that brings me back to Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane, too, takes common sense, reasonable ideas, great stories and characters, and a dirty but mighty stream of consciousness, and he gives them a unique, well, uniquely raunchy spin that left our most recent awardee, the brilliant British comedian and writer Stephen Fry, calling MacFarlane an authentic genius. MacFarlane frequently tackles religious, irreligious, and even deeply existential themes in his work. He can reach people in a way that those of us who are too serious, myself very much included, never could. He uses laughter to make the couch potato Peter Griffin in all of us, watching just for the shit jokes and the TNA on Gumble to Gumble, Beach Justice, sit up, take notice, and come back relaxed and ready to watch again next week when maybe, just maybe, Meg will ask, what is there then to believe in without God? Where do the answers come from? And maybe Brian the dog will respond, well, that's all part of the human experience. It's what we're here to find out. And I bet you that the real answer to the nature of our existence is going to be more unimaginably amazing than we can possibly conceive, unquote. It's a powerful point in an episode our humanist student groups watch every year and discuss, and it's set around boob jokes. Now, I don't want to say that he makes you open your mouth with laughter and then just when you're paying attention or not paying attention, he shoves the humanism in, but I really did make that joke, didn't I? It must be catching. Okay, he's managed to offend almost all of his viewers at one time or another, very much including myself. He's consistently used his art to mock and jab at every demographic, political, ethnic, religious, and sexual group, including his own, including mine. But he's included everyone equally in his universe of mockery. Quahog, he's created in Quahog a place where everyone must question who they are and what they do. Now, he's made a huge effort. He's stopped a ton of projects. He's cost himself a ton of other opportunities just to be here with us this weekend. He flew all the way out. He's got to fly right back. He's got to go back to the set, the whole thing. But it's the same dedication and compassion that he's shown for a lot of more maybe obvious causes, gay rights, animal rights, homelessness. He's worked tirelessly for them. And maybe now we can show him that it might not have to take 200 years for a humanist or atheist or non-religious movement to catch on, as he once suggested to Bill Maher that it might. Now, transforming pop culture and making it more humanistic is one of the biggest things we can do about the world around us. That's what tonight is all about. That's what Seth does. So, let's please give a huge round of applause for our 2011 Harvard Humanist of the Year, Seth MacFarlane.
This is cool. This looks like a cable ace. This is kind of hilarious doing this in a church. Just gonna take communion here. Sorry, fella. First off, I would like to thank God for this award. And in the event that there is no God, I would like to thank the Humanist chaplaincy of Harvard. Yes, great bunch. I gotta get through all this with this big Hitler eagle right in front of me. What is that? Why is that there? And he's kind of looking back at me, like, but not quite. Like, all right, I'm watching you, buddy. This really is an honor. I should note that I actually also put myself up for a Humanist award from Brown University, but that was like my safety school, so. So now that I have this, I don't need those jerks. So in the words of Governor Rick Perry, the hell with Brown University humanists. Oh wait, no, actually, you know what? I think his exact words were, all those godless brown people can go fuck themselves. I think that was, so I'm not quite right about that. I hope this award serves as a profound lesson to the kids out there that if you just don't believe in something and just never ever stop not believing, there's nothing you can't accomplish. I have not been back to Harvard since class day a few years back, actually, but I remain very amused by this Harvard-Yale business. Harvard and Yale, will you two just fuck already? Here's a joke you've probably heard. What do a Harvard student and a Yale student have in common? They both got into Yale. You've probably heard that one, right? You do realize, though, that this is a rivalry that no one else on the face of the earth cares about. It's like Donald Trump and Rosie O'Donnell. Everybody hates you both just the same. You doing sign language? Is that what's going on down there? So no jokes about anal sex. Certainly no jokes about pantomiming fellatio.